Hello and welcome. My name is Terry Locklear. I'm from the Office of Online Learning. Throughout the presentation, I'm going to ask that you wait for my prompt. If you have any questions, please share those in the chat box. And Dr. Nino is monitoring those on my behalf, is monitoring the chat box. So the topic of today's presentation is using FlipGrid. And we have three goals for this presentation. First, we're going to describe what FlipGrid is and how we can utilize the tool. Next, we're going to we're going to ask that you analyze your current course goals and brainstorm how FlipGrid could help your students. And finally, we're going to, by the end of this session, you will be able to create your own FlipGrid lessons and use those in your online classroom. So, by way of agenda, in order for us to achieve those goals, we're going to showcase the FlipGrid tool, discuss the ways in which it can, and also discuss the ways in which it can be implemented. Let's first start by describing the tool. So, what is FlipGrid? At its most basic, FlipGrid is a video tool that essentially allows professors to post topics that are basically videos with some accompanying text. This is then shared with students who can be prompted to respond. And those responses can be made using the software's camera tool to create videos that are then posted and in response to the original topic. These videos can be recorded as many times as needed by the students. So if they make any mistakes or anything, they can record again, and they can also have the option of adding emojis, text, stickers, drawings, or custom stickers. The recording service is completely online, so it can be accessed through a web browser and from nearly any device, including laptops or smartphones, Chromebooks. Any piece of hardware that has a camera and a microphone, you can utilize. You can use that device to access FlipGrid. So over the past several weeks, Dr. Nino has hosted 3 sessions and discussed alternatives to lectures. If you haven't had a chance to watch those, I encourage you to take the time to visit our Office of Online Learning's YouTube channel and review those. Discussed within are at least 3 teaching styles that are alternatives to lectures that can be conducted through FlipGrid. The first example is a colloquium. Next, a digital task card exercise can also be completed through FlipGrid. And finally, it's inquiry-based learning. And there's others as well. So again, I encourage you to check out the Office of Online Learning's YouTube channel for more details. So now I want to go ahead and provide a demonstration of FlipGrid for you. Okay, so in order to access the tool, you're just going to go to flipgrid.com. If you have an existing account, you can log in, or you can click Microsoft Login and use your UNC Pembroke credentials and sign in. So I'm going to click my username. My password is already there. So you get this Welcome to FlipGrid splash page. So first I'm going to create a topic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started. So I have a topic in mind. I'm going to call this Climate Change. So I have a video queued up. In order to start the discussion, I'm going to ask the students, what are your thoughts after watching the video? What are your thoughts on climate change after watching the video? Okay, so it's going to be a YouTube link, and I have the URL right here. I'm going to just copy that link and then paste it here. Next, and add. Okay. If you're teaching a fully online course, you can access students' emails, I think, through Brave Web easily. You can get a CSV list of their emails and add it here. But just for the purposes of this presentation, I'm going to click Public and then Create Topic. So essentially, here is the topic. It's ready to go. So just say I wanted to share this in one of my Canvas courses. I'm going to go to Canvas. I'm going to log in here. I'll go to my course here. I'm going to go to Pages, view all pages, and I'm going to just create a blank page and call it climate change discussion. So you can either share this through you can share this through a link, or you could also share it by embedding embedding the code into your Canvas course. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and open up the HTML editor, paste it there, and then go back to the rich text format. And now you can see that the FlipGrid is implemented within my course. So basically, for the student view, here's the link. So you've got a QR code, you've got a link here, embed code here. You can share through Microsoft Teams. You can share to a Google Classroom or an app called Remind. So it may be easier if you don't want to do the embed code. It may be a little bit easier for you to just copy the URL there and open up a new tab here. And I'm going to paste and go. So for the entire screen view, this is what instead of embedding the URL, this is what it would look like to the students. If you would like to participate in this, I'm going to just copy this link and paste it into the chat box. And for those that already have if you already have a FlipGrid account, you may want to post something really quick. I want to paste it right there if anyone wants to add a response. So essentially, I'm asking students to watch this video and then give me their reaction to the video. And what's going to happen is they're going to click record a response, and you can record a response from there through video. So essentially, this is a tool that allows you to create video-based discussions. Do we have any questions so far about how, or reactions so far about how we can implement this tool within your classroom? Is anybody interested in going to the URL? I posted it in the chat box. If you want to go to the URL and respond, feel free to do so at this time. It may be a little bit tough to do so while we're in this WebEx session, but you have the option to do that. So that's one way of just creating a quick FlipGrid assignment or discussion. Another way in which FlipGrid can be utilized is through this Discovery tab. And through Discovery, you can search for topics that have already been created. So if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to find something else for climate change, let's search that topic, and you can even determine your audience. You can say this is going to be for higher ed, and this is what we have. So we got a climate change survey. So it's kind of a think of it like the Canvas Commons, where the content is already being created and it's out there and it's free to use. So if you click add topic here, I'm going to add it as an individual topic. It's already done for you, and you can modify these questions if needed, and we have those same options that we had before, where we can share it with the students through a CSV file or make it public, and go ahead and update the topic, and it'll give you a URL there. So that's Discovery. Next, we have Activity, and in the Activity tab, it's just essentially going to show this is going to show students the number of times in which they've posted and their achievements. It's kind of a social type tool as well, so it's going to show all that here in Activity. And mixtapes is something that students can use to create a collection of videos that they've created, or a collection of responses that they've generated, and they can have that here. And shorts is if you're not necessarily responding to a discussion or creating a topic, you can record videos using this shorts feature here. And then there's grid pals to discover other FlipGrid users that are located in your area. So you can see, if I go back to discussion, I can see the first climate change discussion that I created, and also the one here, the climate change survey that I found through the discovery tab. So if I look at the questions here in the chat box, somebody asked, how can you use this as a survey tool? I think this is actually, I don't think we can use it as necessarily a survey tool. I think it's more or less, this was called survey because it's linking to an external URL. I don't think this tool can be necessarily used as a survey tool. I think it's a really good tool to engage students, especially using the video type discussions. You can really use it to get students engaged and kind of replicate that face-to-face experience, especially because using the tools within the video function, students can kind of get creative and add emojis and all of those types of things. And there's a social element as well. One of the limitations for this software in terms of our Canvas setup is that if you do want to embed it within Canvas, it's not going to necessarily be integrated at a level in which things can be implemented into the gradebook, and it's not integrated in that way. So I think for now, your best bet may be to utilize the tool using the URLs provided after you created a discussion. So another way in which FlipGrid can be implemented is that students on their end, they don't necessarily have to respond to anything that you create. They can actually, using this shorts, using the shorts here, they can create videos and share them amongst each other, or share them within a traditional discussion you create. So for example, you may just create a regular discussion from within Canvas and request that students reply using FlipGrid. And so what they could do is, using this shorts function, they could record videos and share them into Canvas. So that's another way in which it can be used. So I see that somebody's asked, is it easy to use on a phone? Yes, it's really easy to use on a phone. The tool is, I guess it was created as kind of like a social application from the beginning. So it's very mobile friendly. It's very mobile friendly, so it can be easily used on a phone. And I think there's an app you can go and download, the FlipGrid app. I see in the comments that somebody said it would be really good for 3-minute talks or little short conversations. So if you think of like an elevator speech, it would be excellent for that. You could go in and create a discussion and just say, we're going to create a discussion and request that students create a 3-minute argument for or against climate change. So you could create the traditional discussion here in Canvas, create a regular discussion like you would in any other course, and then request that students reply with a link to their FlipGrid short. So that would be that's one interesting way of using it. Like I said, I encourage you to go back and watch Dr. Nino's videos about alternatives to lectures. You can create really engaging ways in which students can interact with each other by using FlipGrid. I think there may be an external tool within Canvas. It may be there, but I'm not sure if it's already, I'm going to leave, if it's implemented here at UNC Pembroke. If I go to apps and installed, so it looks like there is a Canvas LTI. There is one, but I don't think it's implemented. That's all I have at this point. Again, my name is Terry Locklear. I'm from the Office of Online Learning. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out at terry.locklear@uncp.edu or by phone at 910-775-4074. Thank you so much for joining today.